Hey everyone, it's Mara Allard of Wind, Water, and Wisdom. I want to talk about signs and symbolism from our loved ones after they pass. If you have the privilege or the honor of sitting bedside as a loved one passes, whisper in their ear how you would like them to come back to you after they passed on, how they should connect with you. When my mother passed, I sat by her bedside, I held her hand, and I whispered, "Please come back to me as a deer, but a solo deer, not in a group, just alone." And that was 2 years ago. And there have been several solo deer visions along the way. One this summer on the anniversary of her death. My husband and I were out on a boat as we came around the corner. There on the banking was just a deer looking at us. I was like, "Hi, Mom." But today, I was driving into town and I picked up my phone and I wanted to call my mom. And my mom isn't here. And I haven't had that feeling since she passed. But today it was very present. I wanted to call her. She was like the person I called when I did errands. And I really didn't want to do this errand. I had already been in town. I had to drive back into town. And sometimes when you have to do those drives, talking on the phone is a good pastime. But I couldn't call her. And then I called my son. He didn't pick up. And so I did the drive in silence. So tonight, when I went out for my walk, I was walking down the street, I turned the corner, and there was a solo deer. It took me a minute to connect. I immediately said, "Hi, Mom." But it took me a minute to connect that I missed her today. And then she showed up to say, "I'm right here. Even though you can't talk to me, we can talk. We can connect. I'm still watching over you. I'm right here. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm not physically here, but my presence is with you." And it was just such a confirmation that we're never alone. They're here, they're watching. I have a friend, a good friend, and her husband, her past husband has passed. And every time she hears a Journey song, she knows that's him. He's saying hi, he's connecting. Or when she needs him, she hears that song. They come back and they communicate in the way they know you will recognize. So I know a lot of people say, "Oh, red cardinals, it's a loved one." Unless red cardinals mean something to you and your loved one, it is probably not your loved one. Your loved one will communicate in a language you understand. My dad and I loved to dance to Neil Diamond growing up. Both my weddings, my dad danced to me to Cracklin' Rosie. On the anniversary of his death, I was at a little farm stand one year, and Cracklin' Rosie comes over the loudspeaker in the store, and I'm like, "Hi," and I started crying. So they communicate in a language you understand and know. So look, but you must look. If you ask for a sign, you must look and pay attention to make the connection. Because sometimes we want it and then we just go off in our busy brain. Part of this journey of getting in touch with our inner self, our deeper self, our energy, is paying attention to the details, to the little things. You can also ask for a sign, a very specific sign, and I can get really bossy with this sometimes. And if you see the sign, great. If you don't see the sign, it wasn't meant to be for now. One year in February, when I lived in the northeast of the United States, and it was covered in snow, I asked to see a monarch butterfly that day by midnight. It's pretty hard pressed to see a monarch butterfly, especially in nature. And I was looking everywhere else. I went to the supermarket. I'm looking in the florist place. There's balloons with butterflies. Is someone wearing a butterfly shirt? Nothing. All day. Nowhere. Didn't open a book. Didn't turn on the computer. No butterflies. 11:30 at night, I'm watching TV. And there was a show being advertised that was coming up called Monarch. And there was the huge monarch butterfly. And I was like, "Ah!" They will communicate when it's meant to be when you ask for the sign. One day I was riding on the back of my husband's motorcycle and I said, "Between here and when we get to our place of destination, I need to see an angel on the lawn." Sure enough, we rounded a corner. There in the yard is an angel statue, wings up in the air. Thank you. You gotta look though. I could have just been tuning out and not seen it. But very recently, I asked to see a deer, and we were in a place where there should be deer everywhere. All day. I was like, in Tennessee, there's deer everywhere. Never saw a deer. That night, we were watching a show, and a crime show, and sure enough, there was the deer. Like, okay, you don't know where you'll see it. Where you think you're going to see it, you don't always see it. So share with me in the comments, how do you connect with your loved ones? Do you ask for signs? What is the sign you ask for? Are you bossy about it? Because you can be. You can put a time frame. You can tell them what you want. They're listening. They'll show up if it's meant to be. If you're supposed to receive that sign. If I ask for a sign and it doesn't show up, I assume that that's the answer. Not now. But when I ask for a sign, it does show up. I'm like, game on. Let's go. Okay. I want to hear from you. Have a great day.